You are Locked On Syracuse, your daily podcast on the Syracuse Orange. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Syracuse football's official visit list this weekend has one major player on it. It's pretty light as far as volume per 24/7 Sports. There are only 3 players scheduled to come to Syracuse as of right now this weekend, but the headliner is 4-star composite defensive back Tedarius Hughes, who is currently a Florida State commit. And his recruiting journey is pretty interesting because 2 weeks ago, we had on 24/7 Sports Syracuse insider Mike McAllister, and he broke the news to us all that Tedarius Hughes was no longer officially visiting Syracuse a couple of weeks ago. That was the weekend of June 6th. And Mike followed up that statement by saying he also contacted Tedarius Hughes to see if he would come and visit Syracuse any other day, any other week. And Hughes at that time did not get back to him. So we did not know whether or not he was going to come to Syracuse or not. And you have to figure if Tedarius Hughes, who is already committed to Florida State verbally, if he's not going to officially visit Syracuse, then Syracuse really doesn't have much of a chance to flip him. They have to get him on campus in order to have a shot, right? The good news is that if you check the 24/7 Sports website and the list of official visits coming up, you'll see that Tedarius Hughes is actually scheduled to come to Syracuse tomorrow, June 20th. That's what the website is saying. Now, it's possible that the website could be wrong, but I've also looked at a couple of publications online from Yahoo Sports, and I think he also officially visited Nebraska, ironically, and they were saying on there that he is supposed to visit Syracuse on June 20th. The other schools that are involved with Tedarius Hughes, I mentioned Nebraska. He took an official visit there actually on Tuesday, June 17th. But Miami is another school to keep an eye on, an official visit with them on May 30th. And he would be a massive commit for Syracuse football. He would be the top defensive back in the class of 2026 for Syracuse football and arguably their best recruit in the 2026 class because Tedarius Hughes is a 4-star recruit on ESPN. He is a 4-star recruit on On3 and a 4-star recruit on Rivals. He is a 3-star recruit on 24/7 Sports. The reason why I mention that is because Tedarius Hughes is a 4-star recruit on 3 of the 4 major recruiting services. As of right now, Syracuse has 4-star recruits in the class of 2026, but all of those 4-star recruits are 4-star recruits on just 2 of the 4 major recruiting services. That's still significant. You're still talking about guys who are borderline top 300 overall in the country, depending on what recruiting service you would like to use. Tedarius Hughes has 3 instead of 2. So you can make an argument that he would be the best player in Syracuse's 2026 class so far. And the odds of Syracuse having a top 30 class overall in the country go significantly up if Tedarius Hughes ends up flipping from Florida State to Syracuse. Not to mention, you'll weaken an in-conference rival in Florida State. So hopefully it's true what 24/7 Sports is saying. But as of right now, it looks like he is visiting Syracuse football tomorrow, Friday, June 20th. So that's good for Syracuse. The other 2 players that are supposed to schedule or that are on the schedule to officially visit, you got Amir Clark, a 3-star defensive lineman from Kissimmee, Florida. He has also visited Georgia Tech. That was on May 30th, Rutgers on June 6th, and Boston College on June 13th. He is rated just outside the top 125 nationally among defensive linemen per 24/7 Sports. And then he got Shea Baker, a kicker who is not yet rated. And I don't see any other official visits other than with Syracuse football. But I don't believe Syracuse right now has a kicker in its class of 2026. But they do have a punter. The number 1 punter in the nation is committed to Syracuse as of right now.